Hey, Caleb. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. I liked in our last meeting you had somebody running around behind you. I was fascinated by it. Who was that?
That was my sister, Ariana.
Oh, was it?
Yes. They came home at the end.
Hi, Zach.
Hi. Miss Sorrentino, I was like so lost, and then literally just like 30 minutes ago, I figured out how to do the whole project.
There you go. I told you when we were discussing double linked lists. I'm like, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. And then all of a sudden, someplace in your head, maybe when you're driving in your car, whatever you're doing, then you get it.
I was
Okay.
I was so confused how to do like everything, and then I figured out how to do list search, and then
Well,
after that, it just kept going.
yeah, if you get one, then, and you get the concept, then it's easier to do the rest. You got to do it a piece at a time. So,
Yeah.
hi guys. Hi, Mike, Sean, Dylan.
What threw me for the biggest curve was the list remove, but I got with Vince this morning and he helped me understand it, but it was throwing me for the biggest curveball.
Well, you pretty much had everything up to list remove working though, right?
Exactly, yeah. Everything up to that was working, so it was driving me crazy that I couldn't figure out why that one wasn't working.
Right.
But I figured it out this morning.
Okay, good. Hi guys. Let's see. Leslie, Jared. Oh, we got more people on. Ian, Thea's on. Okay, we'll wait and get started in a couple minutes here. I've been waiting to talk to this class because I spent my entire Sunday looking at linked list code, and I can't wait for it to come to an end. Mike, do you know when Vince's hours are? Is he 9 to 2? Hold on a second. I gotta open my chat window.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, his hours are from 9 to 2 every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I believe.
Okay.
And he uses Zoom just like we do. He'll
Right.
bring the Zoom call.
Did he take control of like your code to show you some stuff? Is that what he did?
No,
sure.
he lets you screen share and then he'll like talk you through it, but he's not
Okay.
gonna actually do it for you.
Right, but I mean, he could look at your code though, right? That's what I'm.
Exactly, yeah.
I was hoping he wasn't doing it for you, but I mean.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
But yeah, he definitely helped out.
Okay. All right, Leslie, I see this. Your project is self-destructing. Okay, I'll talk about that. Oh my goodness gracious. All right. Well, I'm just going to wait one more minute and then I'm going to get started. Right? Caleb's like, yep, let's go.
I'm just having fun clicking random things.
I'm trying things out. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So Leslie, I'm reading your thing. There was a whole situation with email. When you sent email from Blackboard, I don't know when it started, but it was, and I'm not sure when it ended, and it happened over the weekend. And no one even told us until some point on Sunday. So I was getting plenty of emails from people, but they might have been people who were emailing me directly. And maybe if if I did not respond to you, I did not get your email because I've responded to everybody. So Leslie, I never saw an email from you. All right, Kayla. So they just notified us Sunday that there was a problem. So I tried to resend everything that I thought might have been affected. I don't know. But I have responded to everybody who emailed me. So if I did not, and Leslie, I did not respond to you because I did not, please send it right away. Okay, so let's get started. And I have a couple things that I want to talk about first. After this meeting, I believe all the Zoom meetings are going to set up a waiting room for you to get in. That's been changed in Zoom because they're having so many problems with people just popping into meetings and doing weird things. So I believe our next one, you'll be in the waiting room. So if you do plan to attend, if you could get in on time so I don't like leave you hanging out in a waiting room somewhere. Okay, it's essential as we move online that you guys are checking your emails, your course announcements. I had a lot of people asking questions about different functions in the project. So I made 5 videos to show you how to do things. And many people kept emailing me, how do I do this? And I was like, okay, well, there's 5 videos that I posted that I would love for you to watch so I don't have to do it all again.
Hello.
But yeah. Hello.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's
Now it works.
okay. So please check the class. When I post an announcement, I try to remember to click the button that makes it send as an email as well. And I've been trying to put important things in remind.com, specifically due date reminders, but try and put other things out there as well. So as we move through these modules and people start to have the questions, same questions over and over again, I'm going to make videos, I'm going to post them to try and help everybody. And that should be your point in where to start. Also, I would encourage you to use a tutoring service. Vince is the only tutor who's taken data structures. He's available Monday through Friday, I think from 9 to 2. And the tutors are now all available online. If you click on the tutoring link in our class, it will bring you to the ACE page. And then there's instructions there on how to sign up for the Worldwide Whiteboard, I think it's called. And once you get into a meeting, they will give you a Zoom link. Mike, can you unmute yourself and just tell people what you thought of tutoring session with Vince?
Vince is a really good dude, and like he's gonna lead you in the right direction. He's gonna explain every step of the way of like what's happening, and most like he'll stay with you like 50 minutes to an hour until you understand what's happening. As far as like signing up for the tutoring, they have a video out on Blackboard. They would have sent it over email on how to sign up for the Worldwide Whiteboard, because I was confused myself. It'll walk you right through on how to sign up, and it's very easy.
Right, but they sent everybody an email with a video on how to do that, correct?
Yeah, everyone should have gotten an email in their college email, and would link you to a YouTube video on how to basically sign up and a brief overview of Worldwide Whiteboard.
Okay, all right, thanks, Mike.
Of course.
Like I said, I had like 20 emails yesterday, and yesterday was Sunday. Listen, I don't have a lot going on here, but I got some stuff going on. Sunday, I spent all day responding to emails. I'm happy to respond to emails, but if you need further real help, assistance, clarification, I am going to recommend that you utilize the tutoring services as well. I'm always happy to answer questions, but please try to use the tutor if you can. That would really help me. Okay, I'm going to just go into Blackboard, so give me a second. I'm going to share my screen here. And no matter what I do, I can never seem to get the screen that I want in Blackboard. Oh my goodness. Hold on just a second. Try that one more time. This is crazy. Maybe I can go in this way. Let me see. That's a zybook. Can you guys see now that I just switched to Blackboard? Can you see that? Or is it zybook still? It's Blackboard. Just nod your head yes if it's Blackboard.
Yeah, it's Blackboard now.
Thank you, Mike. Okay. Okay, so what I did in the projects here, project number 2, I did put 5 videos in here. List insert start, list insert end, how to fix those. If these 2 don't work, you will not be able to do a backwards display. So it's kind of in order, because you have to revise the insert functions in order for the backwards link to work. In addition, one thing that I ran into for the first time yesterday was that your copy constructor calls list insert end. And if you have a value parameter, for instance, to a function called like forward listing, it calls the copy constructor. And if your list insert end doesn't work with reverse links, you get an error right there. So maybe you should, when you're doing your forward and backwards display, forward's okay, but your backwards display, you might have to make that linked list a reference parameter initially until you get these two functions working. So this would be like, you know, you want to get, you know, certain things like your forward search, your forward display, you could get your search working. Well, actually, I think you have to get these, you know, and that's just going forward. Then once you get that, start working on the backwards link and get the backwards display. If you can't get these working and this working, I mean, don't even attempt to do a remove, okay? Because that's just, the chances of working 0.0, right? So these were in a specific order. All right, so I'm going to go back here. I'm going to talk briefly about the new module, and this module is going to be on stacks and queues. So it's only going to be one section in the Xi book, and there's going to be a new project. I'm working on the project right now. I'm going to give you a starter file that has some code in it, and then you are going to, and I'm going to give you an algorithm. And then you are going to take my starter code and you're going to write the code for the algorithm. So there'll be detailed instructions, but as always, the new project is going to be in the project's link itself. Okay? I don't know, there's probably not, you can't see this right now. Okay, see. It's you guys are the last people I'm working on for tomorrow, so there's not a lot there, but there is a stack and queue assignment, and there will be a new project. In addition, just be sure with the lecture videos. In the Xi book at this point, it's very pseudocode-ish because it's designed for students using Java and C++. So a lot of times I am going to make a short video and show you C++ code. So when you are in the Xi book, it will say, see the lecture video titled Stacks. Okay, so you can read that, you know, go through the section on stacks in the Xi book and then come out, watch this video. And when I have code, I always attach a file as well, just in case, so that you can run it if you want to. So I will be putting C++ examples in, like, through the rest of the semester. So stacks and queues themselves are not terribly difficult. The biggest challenge, of course, is going to be the project. And you'll probably have 2 weeks to work on the project. I haven't thought about, yeah, probably, you know, I've got to think about due dates. I'm not completely ready with everything that's going to open up tomorrow because I spent all day yesterday tracing through code. So today I'm going to be working on that. All right, I'm always gonna, once I open you know, a new module, I'll make sure that I update the calendar. So you guys should know at this point that the Xi book on templates is due. The test is due by the end of the day today. That is open. Some people have already taken, and project 2 is due as well. All right, so let me stop this and go back here. All right, I'm sorry, I gotta come back here. Vince. I'm just reading the comments here. Leslie, relax, you're making me nervous. Okay. All right, does anybody have any questions on anything? I mean, if you have specific project questions, you can send me your file. If you send me your files, you can send me a zip folder with your 3 files. How many files do you have? There's only 3, right? Yeah, okay. I should know that by now.
Miss
Thee,
Sorrentino,
yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Thee.
in the driver program, do we have to drive a function to call the link last after every case in the switch case?
Well, the switch state, well, I'm sorry, the case, like for the menu, right? If you choose a menu option, it should call a function that does that one thing, and then it should repeat the menu over again. Does that answer your question or no? Yes, okay. Yeah, because you want to do more than one thing with the list. So when it displays, maybe you could do it forward, then it'll display again. You could do it backwards, et cetera, et cetera. Okay? All right, any other questions?
When we do the zip file, did you want the dev? It's just like
Okay,
DEV
I'm going to
file.
tell you the truth now. Let me be
Are those
honest.
useless?
I've switched to Visual Studio. And I'll explain why. This is the
Big
first
Sam.
time. Yeah, I would recommend that to everybody. And I'll tell you why. You get no help on Dev C++ for syntax errors. And when you have 3 files, like I was using Dev C++ and you got to run it and you got to read the message. You got to try and figure out what's going on. When you put it into Visual Studio, all of a sudden, you will see every single syntax error highlighted, and it's going to make your life a whole lot easier. So since I'm planning on using Visual Studio at this point. This was an experiment, Dev C++ and data structures. I think it's an experiment gone bad. So I think if we were in the classroom right now with this project, I would have OIT install Visual Studio in the classroom because that's how bad it is. Let's see. Yeah, just Caleb's still using it. You're hanging in there. Okay. But that being said, if I have the .h to .cpp in the driver, those are the 3 files I need. I can put it in any compiler I want. Okay, so I think that answers that. If you can't zip it, you could just attach, if you have questions and you can't zip, you could just attach the 3 files to the email individually, because I can just download them all at once. So if you send me an email with a question, that would be fine. All right. Okay, other questions? Everyone's quiet, so just unmute yourself and ask a question if you'd like.
I know Omar, me, and Jared have been talking about this. I mean, having like this Zoom meeting, especially with a project, like twice a week, every Monday and Friday.
I would be happy to
questions.
do that. If you want, I can have another one on Friday. I'm happy to do that, Mike. And I was actually thinking that myself after all the questions I got this weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, maybe you guys could work on it during the week and we'd have a meeting. That's fine. I'll set that up and I'll send out the link. I'm happy to do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Especially maybe even, yeah, this Friday would be good because the new project will be open tomorrow. So, all right.
Yeah.
And I would encourage, honestly, try and hang in there. The link list project is hard. The next project it's not as hard as the link list project, but it's a little challenging. And then we're going to have a really short project, right? And then the final project, I don't think is that difficult. It's not going to keep increasing every project that we have. So I'd like to alleviate some fear there. This was probably the hardest one. And the next one is, well, I'm going to give you some code to begin with, which will make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, because with this last project, it took me all week. I came home from work every day and I would just stare at this project, try to get at it. And it took up so much time.
I know, Mike. You know what? It made you a much better programmer, I bet.
Definitely.
What else are you doing during the pandemic, Mike? What else do you have to do? This will keep you home and keep you safe.
Complaining that I have to stay home.
Exactly.
Right.
We can only work on a computer project for so long.
Yeah, you know, at some point you have to step away. You're right about that, because you know, then you just get yourself crazy. Yeah, you gotta take a break at some point. I would agree with that. So, all right.
Question from Leslie: would it make more sense to use both list insert start and list insert end for the formation of the linked list?
Well, the problem is, and if I recall, when you're creating the list in the while loop, you're using list insert end because you pull in like the first one is 00111, then you want to put the next one after that, then the next one after that. The challenge is that list insert end calls list insert start if it happens to be the first node. So you could work on it step by step. You could call list insert start in your while loop where you're reading in from the file. But then keep in mind when you do a forward list, it's going to appear backwards and a backwards list is going to appear forward. But you do have to kind of get both of them working. Let's see, I'm trying to read this. I just wonder on the project. Okay. All right. So, and Leslie, I will look at your email right after this class, so that hopefully I can help you, okay? All right, good. One thing solved, 20 more to go. Well, you are making progress. All right, excellent. Those people who are almost done with the project know how crazy it is and probably are feeling a great sense of relief now. And the rest of you should be scared and should start programming right away because there's a lot to think. I'm not trying to scare you, but some of you I know have waited, and this is not a project you should have waited on. All right. Okay. Any other questions at all? No? Okay. And I'm not trying to give Vince all of my work. I want you to be aware of that. But if you really are stuck and need detailed help, he will be able to help you and have a one-on-one session with you. I'm just going to be able to download your code, see what's wrong, make you a video, and help you get further along. That's what I'm going to be able to do. And I am happy to do that. Last week, my CPS 130 classes did not even have a project due. So this week they have a project and you guys have a project. So it's, you know, be doing that. Okay, Caleb, yes.
There was a question in the chat.
Again? I thought I was looking over there. Which one?
Question on the test: if everyone fails, is there a curve?
Fair question.
How come I don't see that message? Did somebody send that to everybody but me?
I don't think we can do that. I tried last time.
Oh, it says Leslie to everyone. So
Yeah, it says Leslie to everyone.
Just for. Oh, I do see it now at the end. I'm sorry. If everyone fails, is there a curve? I don't think everybody's going to fail. How's that? Okay. If there's a bad question that people can't get, I will not count it. And, you know, if everybody was to do awful, I could consider a curve, but I don't feel like that's going to be the case. All right. There's a lot of questions just on pointers. There's questions on templates. Oh,
Somebody's
hold on.
door.
Yeah, somebody's at my door. Hold on a second. My son's here. So, Chase, can you see who's at the door? Yeah. He's in rough shape. He just came downstairs and doesn't look good. So.
I know he has the corona.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not the Rona.
Oh, it's just a package. Okay. All right.
Ooh.
Okay. I'd like to say hello to my son, but he's in his underwear. So.
Oh, oh no.
And I'm sure he doesn't want to say hello to any of you. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Okay. Don't hesitate to email me, but I'm please, I will post as much stuff in the class as I can. Check your emails. So if I post something to help everybody, you'll know that it's there. And you can go kind of refer to that first and then come back to me if you need additional help. Okay. I will set up a Zoom meeting then for Friday at 1 for anybody who would like to attend so I can address any more questions that you guys have. All right. Okay, so for those of you who have not completed the test, good luck.
Oh, Dylan has a question.
Dylan, yes.
He only said the word question.
He only says the word question. Dylan, if you don't have a mic, just type the question. That's fine. You can just type it. I can see it. And if I don't see it, Caleb will tell me what it is. That's his job here.
Caleb, certified question reader.
I know. All right, Dylan. I still don't see anything. We'll wait a minute for Dylan to type his question. All right, but if you're still working on that project, one thing at a time.
And so with this next project, oh, okay.
Is the update price function for the project a member or non-member? The update price is just going to be a function in the driver program. So in that function, you would ask the user for an MLS ID, and then you would have them enter the new price, and then you would use your set price function to update that price. But that would be in the driver program. So pretty much every option, like F for a forward listing, that should be in the driver program. B for a backwards listing should be in there. You know, U or whatever it is for update price should be in there. Leslie's question, is update price supposed to be a function? I think every menu option should call a function. Yeah, otherwise inside of the menu option, you're going to have a whole bunch of stuff. So I would, you know, if initially you can't get a function working, you could put all the code in the case or in the if-else statement, but I would see that as being a function.
Yeah, because main would get really, really messy if you didn't have it separated into functions.
Yeah, I agree, Jay. You know, it's just a lot easier for each of those menu options to call its own specific function. Otherwise, the main's going to get out of control. Okay.
Will we lose points if we didn't?
Oh, it's working now.
Oh, yes, your voice is there now, Dylan. No, I mean, okay. You know, like
because I know for that one, for that one in particular.
Oh, if you just have a couple lines of code, I guess it doesn't have to be a function.
Because
I mean,
for that one, I used the search, and then the rest of it I typed out. So it isn't like extremely long. It's just, I just did it right there.
That's fine then.
Okay.
That's no problem. Okay.
I was wondering if you could also, when you have a moment, look at my code.
Did you send me your code?
I have not, but since Visual Studio is great, they have live sharing, so you could share a project with another person, and then you could just view.
Do they really?
They do.
I have not tried that. Well, let me look. How would you share it with me? How do you share it?
I have to look into it.
Yeah. Well, for right now, why don't you just email me and send me your files, Dylan, and then we can look into the sharing part. I'll try and check that out myself too. Okay. I guess now, Leslie, I'm just reading yours. You know, it did say to put the forward and backward functions in the driver program. So, I mean, you don't have to, but to me, it would just make sense to put that code in a function, because like Jay said too, if you don't, some of your, if your menu is implemented in a switch statement, you're going to have a lot of code for each case. So maybe if it's just a short code like update price, maybe you don't need that. Okay, but for that's really what I think I was stressing to put forward and backwards display in the driver program, because originally that display function was in the class itself, and I wanted it moved to the driver, so that's why.
Starting to feel nervous considering I've turned it in. I feel like I need to go back and redo it.
Why? It's okay if you did the code in the switch statement or the if-else statement, it's fine. Don't worry about it, okay? I'm more concerned with the code working at this point than anything else.
I submitted it through Backlog.
Yeah, and oh, you submitted it? Oh, Dylan, you're killing me. Okay.
I know.
send me an email and tell me to look at it. I know that I'm sitting here and I should look at it next, but I already told Leslie I would look at hers next, and then I'm going to forget. So just say, please look at the submission link. Okay. And Leslie, it's fine to use if else if statements if you don't like switch statements. That's up to you. Switch statements is my preference for something like that, but it might not be everybody's. So yeah, I mean, if you want to use the if else statement, that's fine. Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Template classes and templates.
Yes.
The point of them.
The point of a template is so that you can write code. Oh my gosh. Okay, you can write code that is only dependent on a generic data type. And then you can use that code for any data type you want. Okay? So, you know, if we were to make we could make the double linked list a template class, and you could do that. You would see that we could just create a generic node, and then we could, when we declared a linked list, we could provide the data type at that time. So it's just writing code, but not really specifying the underlying data type at that time, but you specify it when you use it, when you declare an object of that type. So if you think about vectors, vectors are really a template class. That's why, like in the angle brackets, you put like vector int or vector double or vector string, because it's a template class. It's been written so that you can specify the data type when you actually create the object. And in the next module, we'll be using stacks and queues, which are also template classes. So we won't be writing them so much in the next module, but we'll be using two template classes, stacks and queues. All right. Does that answer that question, Dylan?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of switch stuff going on here. Oh, switch win.
There's a big argument going on in chat. I've been reading it slowly.
I'm reading it too. Oh my goodness. Just remember, if you use a switch statement, you got to put a break at the end of every case, or it will fall through. So
sometimes you want it to fall through, like in certain cases, you want it to fall through for your code.
Yeah, I would
team
agree
switch,
with you, Jay.
so
okay. Leslie is team not switch.
I'm forever team switch.
Okay, I like a switch statement myself, and you are right. Sometimes you do want it to fall through, so there is reasons to do it. But for this project, the only switch I like is the one made by Nintendo. Okay. All right. Okay. Any other questions I can answer? All right. So, you know, I will look at code today that gets sent to me. I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can, but keep in mind, I got a bunch of stuff that's opening tomorrow that I have to work on today too, including this class. All right. Well, it was nice seeing everybody. Anybody have anything they want to share? No? All right. Okay. I'm still reading the messages. Okay. I will set up a Zoom meeting for Friday. I'll send the invite out today just so I don't forget. And then I'll set a reminder to myself so I don't forget to be in the Zoom meeting. But I'm happy to do that if that helps. All right?
Definitely.
I love the idea of a meeting without the teacher.
Well, somebody else can set that up. All right. Okay, guys, thanks a lot for stopping in. And I guess I'll see a lot of you on Friday then. Okay? All right. Any questions? Again, send me an email, but don't hesitate to contact, to set up a session with Vince too. Okay? All right, thanks. And Kate, I like that you use all the little emoji icons there. So, all right. Thanks, guys. All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.